He's a guitar player and saxophonist, and he had done some work on Maxwell's Embria album and Maxwell's Urban Hangstway album, and I was looking for something that was influenced by that sound, that was really, really smooth, that was lush, that was kind of borderline pop, that wasn't too, that's one of the only songs on that album that's not live. The song's actually just a track.
Right.
And it has actually a few samples from really big British artists that I dig. And so, yeah, I was going towards I was in a mode of Maxwell, and I was in a mode of Stuart Mattheman, and when I heard the track, I thought it was great, and I felt like writing a love song, which I really felt like writing a lot of those kind of songs at that time in my life, and that's how it came to be.
I love that song. It's a great song.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's all we have prepared for today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I have to mention, because it gets lost in the shuffle in some of my interviews, that one of the major things that has really been a blessing in this whole process and has taken the actual sonic sound, because I do think that a lot of independent artists do not pay attention to how their music sounds, as opposed to like how cool it is, but you have to pay attention to mixes. You have to pay attention to what the industry standard is as far as like a good mix. Not necessarily, not changing your songs or content, but the mix. And what happened, the really final stump in the road of this creative process was the mixing of this album, which took months and months and months last year to do. And I mixed it at a studio here in the Maryland area, and the engineer was amazing with recording, but he was having a lot of difficulty mixing because there's a lot of stuff happening on these songs. I mean, there's a few songs with so many layers of vocals and instrumentation that I think he just couldn't figure out a way to blend it all, and the songs actually didn't quite sound that good to me. I felt like they were losing their power because the mixes were bad. And one random night, myself and Robbie, we sat down at the computer and we were just kind of venting about how these mixes can actually like ruin this album. And Robbie said, "Well, who would you want the albums? What other albums mixes would you want it to sound like?" And I started listing all these albums that I love: Jamiroquai albums, and Brand New Heavies albums, and Incognito albums, and all these people. So we decided to go on to allmusic.com and look up the names of the engineers who mixed those albums, and send them an email and say, "Hey, we're independent, we're in America," because most of these engineers were in other places, most of them in London, the UK area, and they were like, we sent an email saying, if you're interested in working with us, we have a really small budget, but we have good music, so let us know. Didn't hear from anybody for about 2 months, and then I randomly got an email from an agent with for this one guy, and he was CC'd on the email, and she said, "Well, I'm on vacation, but I'm his agent, and I think he'd be interested. He does work with indie folks. Let me say something to him directly, and when I get back from vacation, we'll see what happens." And had some back and forth with him. He asked to hear some of the music. I was a little skeptical because I didn't know if it was really him, but I sent him some tracks and didn't hear much from him, and then his agent called me. We had a long talk. She told me that I didn't even have a third of what he would have charged to mix it, so I couldn't afford him, and I wrote him personally and told him that I can't afford you, so thank you for listening, and I know I will be able to afford you once this album comes out, so no worries, we'll reconnect another time. And he wrote me back and said that he was completely inspired, and the music was so refreshing to him, and that he didn't even want it to involve his agent, and he did it in 2 weeks, and he took the sound. If you could hear what the original mixes were going to be like, as opposed to what he did sonically to this music, it's mind-blowing. It sounds like some of the songs sound like two different songs. And his name is Al Stone. He has mixed the first 3 albums for Jamiroquai: Return of the Space Cowboy, Traveling Without Moving. He's worked with, he's done 2 of Bjork's albums. He's done an album for Sting. He's done an album for Massive Attack.
Wow.
This dude's resume is unbelievable, and I was so tripped out that he was willing to work with us, and we had no money really, and that he fell in love with this music, and we did it all through Skyping. He sent us a mix, we'd among a lot of things in the art as well. My graphic designer Shuhei Matsuyama, the two of them were really, really big gifts from God to us, because they helped seal the deal as far as just making Madame Palindrome a complete package with the sound and also with the art. I don't know if you have the art. I definitely should send you a copy of the physical album if you don't, because the art is a whole other experience that has a lot to do with the concept of Madame Palindrome. And Al Stone completely, to have that name attached on top of Lewis Taylor. It's a lot of British connections with this album, but between Al Stone and Lewis and Shuhei, they're very impactful and very important to the whole process, and I thank God for them. So, and I know a lot of independent artists can't say that they had that experience, and I'm very, very blessed and humbled and grateful that I was able to work with such a premier engineer and such an amazing graphic designer and illustrator. So, there you go. I'll end it on that.
Yeah, I saw the album cover. I haven't seen the actual booklet, but
send me your email, or if you have my email, send me your address. I'll mail you when you have to see I posted. I'm little by little revealing to those who don't have the physical copy what the inside of the booklet is looking, because it's a full-out booklet, and the art, every picture is another perspective, and they're really trippy. So I have about 4 of them now, 5 of them on my Facebook page, and I'll be posting them a few other places soon, and they'll be on my website. We're revamping it, but you gotta see the art. It's pretty magnificent.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. We appreciate it. We'll definitely be supporting the album online on the website.
I appreciate it.
And congratulations.